Alright, so we've got a steel Fs90 and the clutch just blew apart, or something happened with the clutch today. So what we're going to do is take it out, take this apart, disconnect this and check and see what the clutch looks like. So first thing you need to do is take the cover off. That's just 3 little bolts, one here, one right here, and one hanging out right here. So you take these out. You gotta watch, sometimes those things get extremely tight. This thing gets used and abused a good bit out in the gas patch here, so it kind of stays in the back of my truck all summer and gets pretty beat up. Alright, so you want to unhook this one and then fish it through. Okay, so the cover's off. What you want to do is unhook your 2 wires here. Clean those up when I'm done. They're really rusted. And then I'm going to take the throttle cable off, and that's going to be right down in there. I'll have to mess with that here. Get 2 hands to get that out. Alright, what you can do is just push down on the throttle cable itself and then pry up. You can't even see it because the sunlight's bad, but just pry up on the throttle linkage, and then it'll just kind of pop out. So after you have that done, take one more piece, one more screw right here. You can see the threads here. Take that out, and this will just unhook. And it just pulls right apart once you have that one off. Like I said, 4 bolts here, 4 screws. Pulls right out. You can see how dirty and grimy this is. We're going to clean this up real good. There you go. Just a little engine. And the spring's still good. I'm surprised. I thought the spring would have been snapped. Usually the springs break on these. Either way, there's something going on. I have a used set of clutches, and that's what we're going to put on this. I'm going to take this one off. And all this is you just take one here, one here. These usually get really tight, so be careful with that. Take these out, and be careful and lift it up, and that's it. Okay. Forewarning, when you take this off, do not put anything in these fins because you can snap them pretty easily. I did break these loose. Now I'm going to unscrew them and then pull this off, do a little inspection and see what the heck's going on with this thing. I have to give a little taparoo to break it loose here. So when you want to take the clutch off, you can smack it with gently, but you can hit it with the just the end of a screwdriver or whatever and break it loose. And you get it off. You unthread it. Okay, that comes off in one piece like this. Okay, so there's no washers here to worry about, but it won't focus. But right here, right there, you can see it. There's a washer in between there on both sides, so keep an eye on those if you do take this apart. And like I said, I'm using this one. This is another used one. Doesn't look in very good shape either, but I know that it did work. But either way, guys, when you get a new one, which I am getting a new one, it's just on back order, and they usually take like a month to get anything in. But I'm going to clean this up and probably WD-40 it and make sure it works well. This one I might do the same later, but I just know right now you can see it's like a silver sheen, so it was slipping like crazy. So I think something's up with it. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, what you do is you take these out, and then you just take this apart. So you can take it like that, and then you might have to pry the bottom one off. This one's kind of stuck, but either way, that's it. That's all you get in these clutches. And you can see that, man, it will not focus. But yeah, you got to pry on a little bit with a screwdriver and get it off. But just remember which way everything went. Put it back together. If you're a weed eater, if you fire the thing up and it spins, see if you spin this, it's easier when it's off the ground, but you can see it spinning. And that's just me turning this. Now it's like, that's the hub. So kind of like a disc or a well, not a disc brake, but a drum brake on a car. But once if it's idling and it's spinning, like if your head's spinning when it's idling, usually the springs break. And what happens with the spring when the spring breaks is it instead of holding it down, it lets it go up. So it's actually going up against this and spinning it. What happens when you're running this thing is with when it's speeding up, then it spreads this out, and then it grabs these or grabs this hub and it spins. So the problem with mine is it just was slipping. I think it was just like something was locked up here. It's really rusty. This thing stays out in the bed of my truck all summer and through the rain and stuff, so they get hammered on pretty badly. Either way, we're gonna put this one back in. I hope you guys got something out of this. You just put it all back in the same way. Be careful when you're tightening these down. Again, just don't mess with these fins. That cools everything down. You don't want to break one of these fins when you're tightening it all back.